Hello students. So now we are going to start with a new chapter, that is applications of trigonometry. In the previous chapter you saw the basics of trigonometric ratios, sine, cos, tan, cosecant, secant and cot. And now we are going to use the concepts that we learnt in the previous chapter in this chapter, which is applications of trigonometry. In this chapter you will see that how trigonometry is used in the real life around us. Students, trigonometry has wide applications in finding out the heights of buildings, monuments, mountains and even the distance between the farthest of objects. Would you believe that trigonometry is used in finding out the distance of Earth from the different planets? Yes, it is. So, trigonometry has wide applications in astronomy, geography, navigation, etc. And before we start with the questions of this chapter, I would like to introduce to you the instruments which are used for measuring angles. So, let's see. Look at this instrument which is called theodolite. It is an instrument which is based on the principles of trigonometry used for measuring angles with a rotating telescope. And in 1852, the highest mountain peak was discovered by Sir George Everest using a theodolite, and that's why the highest mountain peak was called Mount Everest. Now, let's look at another instrument which is used these days. Now, this is a clinometer. A clinometer is a tool that is used to measure the angle of elevation, or we can say the angle from the ground in a right angle triangle. You can use a clinometer to measure the height of tall things that you can't possibly reach to, that is the top of flagpoles, building, trees. So students, trigonometry is used to find the heights and distances using the concept of angles and without actually measuring the distances. Isn't this interesting? So let's learn this concept. What are we waiting for? Okay students, so now let's look at a few basic concepts of this chapter. The first one being the line of sight. Now, the line of the sight is the line joining the eye of the observer to a point in the object. Right? Now suppose you are looking at some object which is above. So the line joining your eye to that point in that object would be the line of sight. You might be looking up or you might be looking down. So the line joining the observer, or we say the eye of the observer, to a point in the object is called as the line of sight. Now we have two angles as well. First is the angle of elevation. The angle of elevation is the angle which is formed by the line of sight with the horizontal in which case the object is above the horizontal level. As you can see that we have an observer here. The object is here which is higher placed than the observer. This is the horizontal and this is the line of sight, of course, the line joining the observer with the object. Now, the angle that is formed between the horizontal and the line of sight, that angle is called the angle of elevation, provided the object is at a level which is higher as compared to the observer. Right students? Similarly, we have the angle of depression. This is the angle formed by the line of sight with the horizontal when the object is below the horizontal level. So let's see in this figure, the observer is here, probably the observer is standing on the top of a building and the observer is looking at an object which is lower than it. Probably the observer is looking at a car which is on the road. So the line of sight is the line joining the observer to the object, whereas this is the horizontal that we make with the eye of the observer, and the angle which is made between the horizontal and the line of sight, that is called as the angle of depression. So in short, we have angle of elevation when the eye of the observer is at a level below than the object. Like when you are looking up, then the angle of elevation is formed. Whereas if you are looking at any object which is below your eye level, right? This is your eye level, and if you are looking at any object which is below it, then what is formed as angle of depression, right? Right students, now the concept will become all the more clear when we look at a few examples. So starting with example 1, a tower stands vertically on the ground from a point on the ground which is 15 meters away from the foot of the tower. The angle of elevation of the top of the tower is found to be 60 degree. Find the height of the tower. Now students, what we have to do is, before starting these questions, first of all we have to make a figure. We have to visualize it. So what do we have is, I am going to construct a perpendicular and that would act as my tower, and then I am going to take a point C on the ground which is 15 meters away from the foot of the tower, and this angle of elevation is given to me as 60 degree. So from a point on the ground which is 15 meters away, right? So I am going to say in the solution, first of all I have to write that let AB be the tower and CB be the distance of the point from the foot of tower. Right? So which is given to me as 15 meters, and angle ACB is given to me as 60 degree. Now what do I have to find? I am interested in finding out the height of the tower which is AB. Right? So how can I do that? The solution is, I am going to use the concepts of trigonometry. In right triangle ABC, I am interested in finding out the perpendicular and the base is already given to me. So I am going to use the T ratio tan. So in right triangle ABC, AB upon BC, that would be equal to tan 60. So therefore AB I don't know, but BC is 15 and we know that tan 60 is root 3. So what does AB come out to be? AB comes out to be 15 root 3 meters, and this is the answer. So therefore the height of the tower is 15 root 3 meters. So students, now let's look at example 2. The question is, an electrician has to repair an electric fault on a pole of height 5 meters. She needs to reach a point 1.3 meters below the top of the pole to undertake the repair work as it is shown in the figure. What should be the length of the ladder that she should use, which when inclined at an angle of 60 degree would enable her to reach the required position? Also, how far from the foot of the pole should she place the foot of the ladder? So what are we supposed to find out? See, if I take that BC is the ladder and AD is the pole, right? So she has to reach a point which is 1.3 meters below the top, right? So that means this distance is 1.3, the total distance is 5. So I would be able to calculate BD by subtracting. What am I supposed to find out is the length of the ladder, that is BC, and also the distance of the foot of the ladder from the foot of the pole. So let's find it. First of all, I am going to write that let BC be the ladder and AD be the pole, right? So the electrician has to reach point B, right? So what would be distance BD? BD would be AD minus AB, and AD, the length of the pole is given to us as 5 meter, and she has to reach a distance 1.3 meters below it. So it would be 5 minus 1.3, that gives me 3.3 3.7 meters. So that means now BD has come out to be 3.7 meters, and whatever you have found out you can write on the figure so that it becomes easier for you to calculate the rest of the things. Now students, we are supposed to find out BC, and what do we have? This is the angle, the side opposite is the perpendicular. So we are supposed to find out the hypotenuse, and perpendicular is also already known to us. So which T ratio can we use? Sine. Why? Because perpendicular upon hypotenuse is sine of an angle, right? So I can write, in right triangle BDC, perpendicular which is BD upon hypotenuse which is BC, this is equal to sine 60, right? So therefore 3.7 upon BC, and students, sine 60 is root 3 by 2. We should know these T ratios by heart. So what would be BC? BC would come out to be, see BC gets cross multiplied here, so it would be 3.7 into 2 upon root 3 will come in the denominator. So BC has come out to be 3.7 into 2 upon root 3. But now, is this the final value? No, because we are already given the value of root 3, we have to put it. But always remember, you cannot put the value of an irrational number in the denominator. First of all, you have to rationalize it. So what would be BC? So BC would be 3.7 into 2 upon root 3 into root 3 upon root 3. So what would I get? See, 3.7 into 2 is going to give me 7.4. So 7.4, the value of root 3 is 1.73 upon 3. So I am going to get this, right students? Now I have to solve this. So let's just calculate and see what do we get. So what is 7.4 into 1.73? 4 sevens are 20, 29, 4 ones are 4, and 2 6, 7 threes are 21, 49, 51, 7 ones are 7, and 5 12. So I get, and there are 3 decimal places, so I get 12.802 upon 3, 12.802 upon 3, and this comes out to be 4.32 are 6. Then I have 20, 3 6 are 18, 22, 4.267, or I can say that this is 4.27 approximately. Now students, to find out the distance DC, I would be back after erasing the board. Right students, so we found out that the length of ladder is equal to 4.27 meter approximately. See, why do I write approximately? Because whenever we use the values of under roots, so we always get an approximate value. Now, what are we supposed to find? We are supposed to find this distance CD, that is the distance between the foot of the ladder and the foot of the pole, right? So, I am going to write, in right triangle BDC. See, what T ratio can I use? I know the perpendicular, I need to find out the base. So I can use the T ratio tan. In right triangle BDC, BD upon DC, this is equals to tan 60. So therefore, this implies that what is BD? 3.7 upon DC, this is equals to tan 60 is root 3. So what would I get DC as? DC would be 3.7 upon root 3. Now, as I told you, we cannot put the value of the irrational number in the denominator, we have to rationalize it. So therefore, DC would be equals to 3.7 upon root 3 into root 3 into root 3 in the numerator and denominator. So that would be 3.7 into 1.73 upon 3. Right students? So let's see what do we get. 173 into 37. 7 3s are 21, 49, 51, 12, 3 3s are 9, 3 7s are 21, 3 1s are 3 and 2 5. So this is going to give me 1014, right. So I am going to, there are 3 decimal places, so this would be 6.401 divided by 3. And this would be 2.3 1s are 3, 10, 3 3s are 9, then 11, 3 3s are 9. So I can say that this would be 2.13 meter approximately. So I am going to write, therefore we were supposed to find the how far from the foot of the pole should she place the ladder. Therefore distance between foot of ladder, distance between foot of ladder and foot of pole is equals to 2.13 meter approximately. We generally write till the 2 decimal places. Right, students? Okay, students, so moving on to example 3. The question is, an observer 1.5 meter tall is 28.5 meter away from a chimney. The angle of elevation of the top of the chimney from her eyes is 45 degree. What is the height of the chimney? Now students, no figure is given to us, so let's just first make a figure. I am going to take a small vertical line and a big vertical line. Let this be the observer, AB, and CD be the chimney. So let me just join their bases. The angle of elevation, it is given from the eyes of the observer. So this angle is given to me as 45 degree. The height of the observer is given as 1.5 meter, and the distance of the observer from the base of the chimney, it is given as 28.5 meter. So whatever is given to us, we must write on the figure so that it becomes easier to solve the question. Now in the solution, I am going to write, let AB be the chimney, be the observer, and CD be the chimney. Okay. Now students, I am going to call this point as, let's say, E. Now AE is equal to BD equal to 28.5 meters because this is obviously a rectangle. So we don't need to write that. I can straight away say that AE equal to BD and this is equals to 28.5 meters. Right, students? So can I apply trigonometric ratio in this angle CEA and find out the height CE? Yes. Why? Because if I find out CE, then ED is also going to be equal to AB, that is 1.5 meter, and I can add these both to find out the height of the chimney. So let's do it. Now which T ratio can we use? See, we have to find out CE, which is the perpendicular. So perpendicular upon base equal to tan. So I am going to use the T ratio tan. In right triangle CEA, perpendicular, that is CE upon base, that is AE, this is equals to tan 45. Now students, what is tan 45? Tan 45 is the easiest T ratio, it is 1. So we get CE is equal to AE and both of them are now 28.5 meters. So CE we have got as 28.5 meters, and what is ED? ED is equals to AB, which is equals to 1.5 meters. So what is CD now? CD is CE plus ED, that means it is 28.5 plus 1.5, that is equals to 30 meter, and that is the height of the chimney. So I am going to write the final answer properly. Therefore, height of chimney is equals to 30 meter, and this is the answer. So I hope you got it. Right, students, now before I start with example 4, so I hope that you've got a basic idea that how trigonometry is used to find the heights of buildings or the distance between two distant objects. Now students, You must be wondering that how come we are getting the angles always as 30 degree, 45 degree or 60 degree. It is not always that when we measure angles they come out to be these. But the thing is they could be like 40, 41, 35, 36, and we have a booklet of trigonometric ratios from which we can see the T ratios of different angles. For the sake of simplicity and just the focus is on the concept clarity, that's why in your book the angles are taken as 30 degree, 45 degree or 60 degree. Otherwise there could be any value, right? So let's start with example 4. The question is, from a point P on the ground, the angle of elevation of a 10 meter tall building is 30 degree. A flag is hoisted at the top of the building and the angle of elevation of the top of the flagstaff from P is 45 degree. Find the length of the flagstaff and the distance of the building from point P and take under root 3 as 1.732. Let's now make the figure as it is not given to us. So, from a point P on the ground, so let's just take a point P on the ground. From a point P on the ground, the angle of elevation of the top of a building. So, I am just taking this AB as the building, right. So, this angle of elevation is given to me as 30 degree and the height of the building is also given to me as 10 meter. Now, a flag is hoisted at the top of the building. That means on top of this a flag is hoisted. So, let me just extend it and take a point D. So, this angle from point P, the angle of elevation of the flagstaff, this is given as 45 degree, right students? So, we can just mark the angles with the arrows as well. So, this angle is the angle of elevation from the point P to the top of the flagstaff, which is given as 45 degree. What am I supposed to find out? I have to find out the length of the flagstaff, that is DA, and the distance of the building from the point P. Also I have to find out the distance BP. So let's see how do we go about it. So in the solution, first of all I am supposed to write that let AB be the building and DA be the flagstaff, right? So what do I have to find out? I have to find out the length of the flagstaff, that is DA, or you can write AD, and I also have to find out the distance PB. Now students, the first thing that I am going to do is apply the T ratio on this triangle ABP. And which T ratio? Tan. Because I have already been given the perpendicular, and perpendicular upon base is the tan of an angle. From that I would be able to find out PB. So let's just do that. In right triangle ABP, perpendicular, that is AB upon PB, that is equals to tan 30. So therefore we get 10 upon PB, and students, tan 30 is 1 upon root 3. So we get PB as 10 root 3. So that means PB will come out to be 10 into 1.732, that is 17.32 meter. So therefore I can say now that distance of building from point P, distance of building from point P, I have calculated it, and that is 17.32 meter, and obviously approximately, because we are using the value of under root. Now I know PB, so I am going to apply the T ratio tan in triangle DBP. In right triangle DBP, I have DB upon PB equals to tan 45. Now students, dB is dA plus 10. So therefore we have dA plus, dB is because dA plus AB. So it is dA plus 10 upon what is PB? We have found out to be 17.32 meter approximately, and tan 45 is 1. So therefore I get dA plus 10 equals to 17.32. So this implies that dA comes out to be 17.32 minus 10, that is 7.32 meter approximately, isn't it? So I can write my final answer as, therefore height of Flagstaff is equals to 7.32 meter approximately. Right students? Let's look at example 5. The question is, the shadow of a tower standing on a level ground is found to be 40 meters longer when the sun's altitude is 30 degree than when it is 60 degree. So find the height of the tower. Now students, all of us know that the length of the shadow increases in the evenings and it is shorter in the noons. That means when the angle of sun's rays is lesser, right? So the length of the shadow, it increases rather than when it is on the steeper side, right? And here altitude means the angle of sun's rays. So let's first of all make a figure and then we'll try to find out what we have to. The shadow of a tower standing on a level ground. So let's just make a tower AB. The shadow is found to be 40 meters longer when the sun's altitude is 30 degree. So I am going to make the shadow and we are going to take two angles, 30 degree and 60 degree. So let's say this angle is 60 degree. Of course this would be 60 degree because this is nearer to the 90 degree angle. So don't make this mistake. Sometimes students take this angle to be 60 and this to be 30, which gets the question wrong. So this angle is 30 degree. Let me just call these points as C and D. Now students, what is the length of the shadow when the angle of sun's rays is 30 degree? It is BC. And what is the length of the shadow when it is 60 degree? It is BD. So it is given that the shadow is 40 meters longer. So that means the distance CD is given to me as 40 meters, right? So now let's find out. We have to find out the height of the tower. So let me just write in the solution, let AB be the tower and CB be the shadow, be the length of shadow at 30 degree and DB be the length of shadow at 60 degree. Right students? Okay. Now CD is also given to me as 40 meter, which I have already written in the figure. So now let me just take the right triangle ADB. In right triangle ABD, I have perpendicular upon base, that is AB upon DB, and this is equal to tan 60. Now I am going to find out the value of AB from this triangle. So what would be AB? Therefore AB would be DB into tan 60, and what is tan 60? Tan 60 is root 3. So therefore AB comes out to be DB into root 3. Right students? Now what I am going to do is I am going to find out the value of AB from another triangle, that is ABC, and then I am going to equate both those values. So let's see how. in right triangle ABC, we have AB upon BC. This is equals to tan 30. So we get therefore AB upon. Now what is BC? BC is BD plus CD. So that means we have 40 plus BD. This is equals to tan 30 and tan 30 is 1 by root 3. So what do I get the value of AB as? AB would be 40 plus BD upon root 3. Right students? So I can call this equation as first and this one as second. So I can equate the equations 1 and 2 now, because from both these equations I have found out the value of AB. So that means dB root 3 would be equals to 40 plus BD upon root 3. So when root 3 gets cross multiplied to the left hand side, we get 3 BD, because root 3 into root 3 is 3. So we get 3 dB equals to 40 plus, I am going to write this also as dB, otherwise it gets confusing. So if I take this to the left hand side, so what do I get? 2 dB equals to 40, and therefore dB comes out to be 40 upon 2, which is 20. Now if dB is 20, what was I supposed to find out? The height of the tower, that is AB. So what would be AB? So AB is nothing but dB into root 3. So it would be 20 root 3 meter. Now this is the height of the tower. The value of root 3 is not given to us, so we are not going to put it. But we have to write the final answer properly, like I am going to do it here. So after this statement, we are going to write height of tower is equals to 20 root 3 meter, and this is the answer. Right students? Right students, so let's look at example 6. The question is the angles of depression. Now we are going to look at the angles of depression. The angles of depression of the top and bottom of a 8 meter tall building from the top of a multi-storied building are 30 degree and 45 degree respectively. Find the height of the multi-storied building and the distance between the two buildings. Now we have a shorter building and we have a multi-storied building, right? So let's just make the two buildings first, because we have to make the figure ourselves. So let me just say that these are the two buildings. Let this be the shorter building AB and CD be the multi-storied building. Now what is given to us is that the angles of depression of the top and bottom of a 8 meter tall building. So obviously the multi-storied building is taller than this building. Why? Because from the top of that building we have angles of depression of the top of this building and the bottom of this building. So you know that to make the angles of depression, first of all we have to make a horizontal. So I am going to make a horizontal at this point, and from this point the angle of depression of the top and bottom. So this is what I will get, and I am going to make the horizontal here also. So let me just call this point as E. Now it is given to me that this angle of depression which is seen from the top of the multi-storied building to the top of the 8 meter tall building, this angle is 30 degree, and the angle of depression from the top of the multi-storied building to the bottom of the 8 meter tall building, this angle is 45 degree. Right students? Now as you can see, this angle 30 degree, that is, I am going to take this also as a point. Let me just take it as F. So angle FCA will be equal to angle CAE, because FC is parallel to AE and these are the alternate interior angles. So that means this angle is also going to come to be equal to 30 degree, and similarly the angle FCB will be equal to angle CBD, alternate interior angles, and therefore this angle will also come out to be equals to 45 degree. But I am going to write all of this. So in the solution I am going to say let AB be the 8-meter tall building and CD be the multi-story building. Multi-story building, right? So now my angle CAE, this is equal to angle FCA and this is equals to 30 degree, and similarly angle FCB is equal to angle FCB, but which angle I am going to equate to that? CBD. So angle CBD equal to angle FCB, this is equals to 45 degree because both of these are alternate interior angles, right students? So now what am I supposed to find out? I have to find the height of the multi-story building, that is CD, and also the distance between the two buildings, that is BD. So let's see how do we go about it. Now in the right triangle, if you look at this CEA, so these are the two right triangles that I have, CEA and CDB, right? So in the right triangle CEA, what do I get? We have CE upon AE, this is equals to tan 30. So what does CE come out to be? CE would be equals to, or I can say CE upon AE, this is equals to 1 upon root 3. Now students, we always have to identify a common link between the two right triangles. The right triangles are CEA and CDB. So the common link is AE and BD because these both sides are equal. So I can find out the length of AE from the first triangle, the length of BD from the second triangle, and then I can equate these two, right? So I am going to find out the length AE from the above triangle. So what would be AE? AE would be equals to CE into root 3, right? So now I am going to apply the T ratio tan in the second triangle, that is CDB. In triangle CDB, CD upon BD will be equals to tan 45. So that means CD upon BD will be equal to 1 because tan 45 is 1. So therefore what would be CD? It would be equal to BD, or I can write that BD will be equal to CD. Now we know that AE is equals to BD because these are the opposite sides of a rectangle. So therefore we get CE root 3 to be equal to CD, right students? Now what is CD? CD is nothing but CE plus ED. So I can write CE is root 3 equals to, now what is CE? I don't know, but what is ED? See, ED is same as AB, which is also 8 meters, right? So I would get CE, if I take the other CE to this side, so in the bracket I would get root 3 minus 1 and this is equal to 8. I hope you got it. I have taken CE to the other side. So now to find out the value of CE, I have to take this on the denominator of the other side. So students, I am going to continue here. So what would I get? I would get CE equals to 8 upon root 3 minus 1. So obviously I would have to rationalize it. So on rationalizing, I have to multiply and divide it with root 3 plus 1. So what would I get? CE would be 8 into root 3 plus 1 upon root 3 square minus 1 square, which is going to give me 2. So I get it as 4. Therefore CE is 4 into root 3 plus 1. Now students, this is CE, but I am supposed to find out CD, right? So I have already found out CE, I just have to add 8 to it to find out CD, and that I will do it after erasing the board. So we saw that CE equal to 4 into root 3 plus 1 meter, but we are interested in finding out CD. So what would be CD? CD would be 4 into root 3 plus 1 plus ED, which is 8. Now we can take out 4 common from both, so it would be root 3 plus 1 plus 2, because 4 2s are 8. So that gives me 4 into root 3 plus 3 meters. So this is the height of CD. Now I am also interested in finding out BD. So if you look at your previous notes, you would see that BD was equal to CD. So BD would also come out to be 4 into root 3 plus 3 meters. But we have to write our final answer properly. So we will write, therefore, height of multi-story building is equals to 4 into root 3 plus 3 meter, and height, we have to find out the distance. So distance between buildings, that is also the same, that is 4 into root 3 plus 3 meter, and this is the answer. So students, I hope you got it. Okay students, so now let's look at the last solved example of this chapter. The question is, from a point on a bridge across a river, the angles of depression of the banks on the opposite sides of the river are 30 degree and 45 degree respectively. If the bridge is at a height of 3 meter from the banks, find the width of the river. Now students, this is the second question in which we are going to use the concept of angles of depression. So let's just look at it. See, there is a bridge, and this bridge is in the middle of the river. So let me just see that this is the river AB, and let the bridge be CD, right? So the angles of depression are noticed from the top of the bridge of the two banks. So I am going to make a horizontal line, because the angles of depression are always with the horizontal. So let's say these are the two angles. One angle is 30 degree and another is 45 degree. So let me just take this angle to be 30 degree. So if this is 30, so this would also be 30, because these are alternate interior, but I would obviously have to write it. So I am taking these points as E and F. And this angle of the other bank, if this is 45 degree, so this angle would also be 45 degree, right? Yes. So let me just write it in the solution. Let AB be the river and CD be the bridge. The height of the bridge is given to me as 3 meters. So I am going to write in the figure itself 3 meters. Now angle CAD is equal to angle ECA. So both these angles are 30 degree, and I am going to write about the angles on the other side as well. That is, angle CBD would be equal to angle FCB, and both these angles are 45 degree, because these are alternate interior angles. Right students? Now what am I supposed to find out? I have to find the width of the river, that means AB. Now look at the figure carefully. You have to find out the width AB. So in this right triangle we have the perpendicular, and I can easily find out the base by using the T ratio tan. So if I find out AD, similarly in the second triangle also I have the perpendicular and I can find out the base. So by adding these two bases I would be able to find out the width of the river. So let's just do it. Solution I have already written. So it would be in right triangle CDA, in right triangle CDA, CD upon AD, this would be equal to tan 30. So therefore CD is now 3 upon AD and tan 30 is 1 by root 3, which you are supposed to memorize. So AD would be 3 root 3 meters. Now in right triangle CDB, what do we have? CD upon DB, this is equals to tan 45. So therefore 3 upon DB and tan 45 is 1. So therefore we get DB also as 3 meters. So what would be the length of AB now? It would be AD plus DB. That means it would be 3 root 3 plus 3. I can take 3 common. So it would be 3 into root 3 plus 1 meter. But I have to write my final answer properly. So therefore I will write, therefore the width of river is equals to 3 into root 3 plus 1 meter, and this is the answer. Okay.